Hey folks, Poverty Point Customs here. Well, this is my '07 Articat 700 diesel. What we're going to do today is a rear and front differential service. We're going to change all the fluids in it. And we're going to need a 8mm, 17mm, and we're going to need a T27 Torx. That's going to take off the skid plate on the front. And you're going to need a drain pan. Going to be using an AMSOIL Severe Gear 75W90 oil. So in the rear diff, that's going to be your fill location. That's going to be your gear oil level. So when it starts coming out there, you're at the top. And right up through the little hole there is going to be the drain. Little tip, before you drain the gear oil, you'll want to make sure that you're able to take off the fill plug first. If you can't take that off, you can't fill it up. And it goes without saying, before you take any of your fill and drain plugs out, you want to make sure it's nice and clean around it. And we're going to take out the drain plug. It's 8mm. And it's nice to see it's actually clean. While we're letting that drain, we're going to clean off the drain plug. A little bit of crud on the end, but not much. Again, I don't know when this was last done. Looks fairly recent because it is fairly clean. So you want to get this nice and clean. It is magnetic. There we go. While we're letting that drain, we're going to remove the level indicator for the oil level, 8mm. All right, so that's barely dripping there now. So what we're going to do is reinstall the drain plug. Again, it's an 8mm. All right, so the drain plug's reinstalled. So what we're going to do next is put in 250 milliliters of gear oil in here till it starts coming out the fill plug. One thing I like about these AMSOIL, I do like the plastic bags. They're easy to fill. And again, we're going to put it in until it starts coming out of the hole below that. As you can see here, it's starting to run out of the fill level location right there. It's running down, so we're going to put that in. It's 8mm, and then we're going to put in the fill location plug. And then we're all done. All right, so the front differential, it's going to take 275 milliliters. So there's your fill, your oil level. Gear oil level is just below it about an inch, and underneath is going to be your drain right up there. So what you're going to need to do is take off these two bolts to give you a little more access to the drain. It's hard to get your socket in there, so it's a T27, so we're going to take those out. And there you go, it gives us a little more access to the drain plug right there. So again, like the rear, I'm going to take off the fill plug, the oil level indicator before we drain it. All right, so we have both the fill and the oil level plug out. So what we're going to do is drain the gear oil right from there. All right, so we got the gear oil coming out. It's a lot dirtier than the back one, so it's good we're doing this. All right, so it's almost done draining. So once it is, we're going to reinstall the drain plug. All right, so I've reinstalled the drain plug. So we're going to put 275 mils of gear oil in there, or until it starts coming out of the little fill plug. And we've got it all filled up, and I've reinstalled the fill plug as well as the oil level plug. And I've cleaned it off with a little bit of parts cleaner. Well, I'm under here too. I'm checking the wheel bearings and the suspension. Any little areas that could use a little bit of touch up. I'll be doing that in the springtime, but I'm going to put a little bit of rust check on it just to protect the metal. What I'm going to be using is AMSOIL Pro Techno Drip undercoating. I've used these on my vehicles and my other ATVs and side-by-side. This stuff works great, and it actually stays on really well. Just like that, the front and rear diff are all serviced. Again, it takes less than a liter gear oil. Again, I used AMSoil Severe Gear 75W90. It's going to be great for the wintertime riding. And this will be done minimum once a year, if not more, depending on the riding conditions. Like always, if you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions for future videos, make sure you post them below. Thanks for watching.